Hi, this is Asa, and welcome to my audio experience. What we're here for is to empower you and to encourage you, to help you get your life and your health back wherever it needs to be. You're challenged. Maybe you're just listening for someone else to get some good quality information. Hey, be their health advocate, be their cheerleader. That's what we all are encouraged to do for not just ourselves, but for others as well. Take this segment off and go with Dale. Hi, Dale. Welcome to the show. How can I help?
I got a small problem, and I was just wondering about it. About 3 years ago, I was diagnosed with A flutter, which the cardiologist told me that was kind of like a short circuit in my heart. And they say to stop that, they can take and go inside and score it by burning inside. And I really don't want to take and have to do that unless I have to. But I take a generic version of Toprol. And I was just wondering if you have any advice what I could take maybe to get off these medications.
Well, you're dealing with AFib. And how long when did they, I guess you've been diagnosed with it? The physicians have told you this? Yeah.
I came in and I had a irregular heartbeat, and I went in and first it was fine, and then it would take and go up and down, like my pulse would go up like in 150, and blood pressure was up and stuff, and then they got it back to normal, and it's been normal pretty much, and they put me on a monitor for like a month that I wore every day, and they said no. So nothing ever changed, but at times it just seems like my heart seems to pump a little harder at times, but
sure.
But otherwise, I'm on blood pressure medicine too, which is Linzapril, I believe is how it's pronounced. And
Lisinopril, yeah.
Yeah, and so anyways, like I say, my blood pressure is fine and everything is fine, but I just wondered what you might have to say about, something that I can do that's, just natural that I can control it with, or if I'm going to have to be on this medication for life.
I don't think you'll have to be on it for life. I think that's a big misnomer, especially with any type of blood pressure medication. Blood pressure medication is fantastic for short term, for managing your blood pressure, but getting down to the root issue of why your body ever started having that issue in the first place really is going to be the great success for you. So the first thing I would start out with is to ask you, have they ever checked your thyroid numbers? Did they do that with blood work?
I have had blood work, but when I was in the hospital and stuff, they did a bunch of tests, and to be honest, they said that my thyroid is fine,
Okay.
But and I just went to the doctor here last month, and I my family physician, and I got to talk with him at the end of the month for a physical, and I was had them do a wellness panel and check my vitamin D and all that stuff, and but a lot of people tell me that a lot of problems with heart is B vitamin related or something.
They are. Yeah, they are.
So I took B vitamins. I've been taking B vitamins and stuff, but and I feel fine. But every once in a while, it just seems like my heart, especially when I lay down at night. If I'm up and I don't get a lot of sleep, it seems to beat a little harder to me. So,
well, are you under a lot of stress as far as work goes, or is your life? I mean, tell me a little bit about your life pattern. Is it stress free? Is it full of stress? Do you work?
No, I'm a truck driver, and but I took a local job where I'm back home every day. But I was laid off for a year, and then I got into this, and then some days they work me, and some days they don't. So that gets stressful, So, but because you never know. And then when they do work you don't know till the last minute, so that kind of stresses you a little bit, because, the bills still come in, but
I understand. Well, then if the big part of when your heart starts beating fast is when you lie down, especially at night, that's actually a test. It's called Ragland's sign, and it shows a discrepancy between blood pressure. That's what you're noticing, and it actually is due to the adrenal glands being fatigued. It's adrenal gland fatigue, and that can change the rate of your heart. It can actually cause it to start beating faster. When you go from a standing position to a lying position, it changes the way that the body functions as far as the heart rate goes. So but when the adrenals get tired, then your body obviously gets tired. And normally we don't give the body good support for adrenal stress. But what we do is we do things like drinking coffee to keep ourselves going. I'm sure with you driving and, been in the trucking industry for so long, you're used to those long treks and those long drives and doing things you can to keep your mind alert and your body alert. But that's fine for your job. But what happens is, especially with you getting laid off for a period of a year, that's stress within itself. That's emotional stress and not knowing how you're going to provide for your family and doing everything to make ends meet. So you got the stress that you put for the years of driving on the road, plus the stress of not being able to provide for your family, and now you have a new job. So you're in a lot of transition. All of that puts different stress levels on the adrenal glands, and that happens to so many people, especially in the economy that we're in right now. So let's talk about how you can build your adrenal glands. There's a couple foods that you want to stay away from. You want to lay off of red meat, red wine, processed sugar, and fruit juices. All of those can cause issues with the adrenal glands. Then supplements that can help. Number one, you want to make sure that you increase vitamin C and vitamin B5, which is pantothenic acid. Now, it's good that you were taking B vitamins for your heart, and those are the multivitamins for the heart. But as far as the adrenal glands go, you want to do B5, which is pantothenic acid, do about 500 milligrams to 1,500 milligrams twice a day, along with vitamin C. Vitamin C combined with B5 is incredible for building up the adrenal glands. Stay off of coffee. Stay off the stimulants. You can do some green tea if you need a little caffeine, but that's about it. And then also there's one that will keep your cortisol levels down, which is called phosphatidylserine. Phosphatidylserine you can pick up at your health food store, and it works very well in helping support the adrenal glands. Get started with that. Let me know how things go, but that will bring your energy levels up and settle that heart rate down. This is On Call.
If you're looking for increased strength, increased endurance, and better recovery, then look no further than an all-natural nutritional supplement called creatine hydrochloride. Concrete is the brand, and it's the most absorbable form of creatine hydrochloride found today. Now, creatine is not just for athletes. You've probably heard that before, but creatine hydrochloride is for the everyday person looking to improve their health. Listen, I started taking creatine in college when I was a strength and conditioning coach at Florida State University, and I've taken it ever since my college years, and it's made a massive difference in my life. Everything in my body, I believe, is functioning better because of creatine. Creatine hydrochloride I've moved over to using Concrete, and it is the best form of creatine on the market. Concrete creatine hydrochloride is available at most Walmart stores and on Walmart.com or any store that carries nutritional supplements. Just make sure to look for Concrete brand creatine hydrochloride and watch your endurance, your strength, and your recovery and your immune system get boosted today.
To find out more, connect with On Call Radio online at InShapeNetwork.com.
Phone lines are open this hour as we talk about your life and talk about your health. 888-283-7272. That's 7272. I'm the lifestyle coach. You're listening On Call, the show that's diagnosing hope one caller at a time. What are you struggling with tonight? What's going on with your health? Give us a call, 888-283-7272. That's what we're here for. We're here to help you, walk with you in your health journey. Be a cheerleader. Be an advocate for someone else. Sign up for our weekly email newsletter. We send it out once a week. It encourages you and empowers you with great new health information, sending articles out now each and every week, research that I'm learning each and every day, really, things we use in clinical practice to help people get their health back and their life back. Great things for you in our weekly email newsletter. You can also go to twitter.com to be able to send you tweets back during the show. You can send us tweets. We'll be able to answer that on the show. All kinds of things going on with this new world that we're in. We'll be able to do everything we can to serve you in any way we can with great health information. Let's kick this segment off and go with Mary. Hi, Mary. Welcome to the show, darling. How can I help?
I just would like to know if you can help me with getting rid of some belly fat that,
Sure.
You know, that has the diabetes thing. I don't have it, but I don't want it either. And, of course, with weight off, to get the weight off, too. And I have several issues of other things if you want to hear about those, too.
You give me whatever you want to give me. What's your big? Is belly fat the big issue, or are you taking medications for something?
Yeah, the weight to me is a lot, and I have a memory problem that I had to go to a neurologist 3 weeks ago. And the synapses are not hitting each other the way they're supposed to, and they gave me AsaRx to take, and I'm just beginning to feel like it is doing something because I'd be talking with somebody, and I'd always have to sort of stutter and have them help me with the nouns. The nouns were hard to get out, and it's still there, but it's not as bad as it was. As
soon as you started the medication, it started to get better?
Yeah. And
well,
I don't want to. They say I have to take it the rest of my life, and I don't really want to take medication. I'm already on 3 or 4.
No.
Yeah.
What are you taking otherwise besides that? What else are you taking?
Lisinopril, 20 milligrams. Zolatan is for the eyes, and someone dropped. Fluoxetine, that's a depressing thing. I had depression. I had an accident a year ago, and that started it up. And the AsaRx, and I was on lovastatin, and she took me off of that, and then I got on this neurology.
My goodness, you've got all kinds of little things going on.
Yeah, well, I'm coming up in age now, you know, so everything is wanting to, and I don't want it to break down. I feel I've been keeping myself as healthy as I can, but the fat, you know, is going to bring other things on, and it's still, I've been fat all my life, so to speak, and it's very, very difficult to take it off. And I know we all say that, but I know I've tried, and I've been wanting to do it, and I do it, and I go back and forth, and I've been able to keep weight off the last couple of years, but and still now, and it's hard. I'm trying to diet to take it off, but I'm managing just to keep it where it is, which is better than it was.
That's okay. What is your age? How young are you?
78 years old, young.
78 years young. Okay, so you're 78 years young. That's great. Mm-hmm. You still got plenty of life ahead of you. And we just got to come up with a good game plan for what to do. Now, you've been dealing with high blood pressure, got issues with your eyes, a little bit of depression going on, sounds like, and then you've been on lovastatin before, so you've got issues with cholesterol. So there's several things happening inside your body. Now, yes, the belly fat is an issue. And I don't think that one's going to be a real tough one to take care of. I'm more concerned about all the other little things going on inside your body. Now, I do think you should get some blood work done. I think you should get one.
In fact, I have the blood work right in front of me.
Okay. Well, see if they did a test called homocysteine, because that's the one I'm looking for.
Homocysteine.
Uh-huh.
Was it under another?
No, it'll just be listed by itself as homocysteine.
Well, I don't see homocysteine.
All right, we need to get that test done because homocysteine is really, really important for several things. It's a heart marker that can show us, exactly what's going on with the heart, but it's also can show if there's any brain deterioration. Now, there's saran wrap that wraps around the brain, and it's called the blood-brain barrier. and in the blood-brain barrier, if homocysteine gets up around past 6.0, which it is with many people, it can start causing these little perforations in the brain itself, in the brain, the blood-brain barrier itself, and particles can start getting through there, and it causes aging in the brain, such as dementia, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and things of that nature, and memory loss. And it'll keep the neurons from firing. Now, see, you're concerned about the belly fat. That's not a big issue to me. We can fix that. What I'm concerned about is the medication you're taking for your neurons in your brain. And the brain ages, we begin losing everything within the body. And so that's really important to make sure we stay on top of that. So to keep homocysteine levels down, you want to take dimethylglycine, DMG. Get a test for homocysteine from your doctor, please, and let me know what it says. Now, depression issues and for acetylcholine, which is the acetylcholine is what that drug is attempting to repair so that your neurons will fire. Phosphatidylcholine is what you can take from a health food store that will help resuscitate your acetylcholine levels. So possibly you won't have to take that medication. Also, galantamine and huperzine, all of those. So let's get started with that. Working on your brain chemistry is going to be the most important thing. And then for serotonin levels, 5-HTP will keep your brain chemistry functioning right. Now for the belly fat, get a test, blood test called leptin, Leptin. Take conjugated linoleic acid, 6,000 milligrams daily, and phosphatidylserine. Both of those will help decrease cortisol, which will help decrease your body fat, and get started on the anti-inflammatory diet that's in my book, Empowering Your Health. Get on that for 4 weeks, then we'll talk. Call me here on the show, but just know there's hope to get your health back. You don't have to be stuck where you are taking the medications that you are. You can get it back, especially at 78 years young. 888-283-7272. This is On Call.
Hi, it's Asa. I'm giving you a copy of my best-selling book for free to help you in your health journey today. I'll pay for the book. All you do is just cover the small shipping and handling costs. Go to AsaRx.com and get your free book today.
To find out more, visit the show online, InShapeNetwork.com.
Phone lines are open this hour as we talk about your life and talk about your health. 888-283-7272. That's 888-283-7272. I'm your health and lifestyle coach. You're listening to On Call, the show that's diagnosing hope one caller at a time. Let us be your second opinion. Let us be the ones that take off the white coat, walk with you in your health journey. Because a lot of times you're going to hear different things. You're going to learn different things. You're going to get a diagnosis maybe that looks unfavorable, makes you scared, makes you a little nervous. And maybe you don't have health insurance. Maybe you don't have a place to go. Let us be that place. You know, here 3 hours every single night, Monday through Friday. We're here for you, here to walk with you and deal with life with you, because a lot of times there's not people that will do that. Let us be that for you. That's who we are, what we do. That's what that's On Call about. Let me take my little black bag and walk into your car, into your home, and be there with you to take you through your health challenges, because a lot of times, especially in this day and time, we want to live a certain way. We want to live better than we ever have, but we just don't know how to do that. Well, we have the tools to help you do that. That's what we do. This is On Call, 888-283-7272. And just know that 80% of the health challenges we face today are diet and lifestyle related. What does that mean? It means that somehow, some way, we lifestyled our way by the air we breathe, the water we drink, the foods that we eat, the exercise that we get or don't get, the stress that we have in our lives and are allowed to have in our lives, and then also all these different things. So those comprise our lifestyle choices. So if 80% are diet and lifestyle related, that means if we can lifestyle our way into getting sick, we can lifestyle our way out and get well. This is common sense health, and if we make practical sense out of that, we can make some great choices and get down to the nitty-gritty and have the health that we're all looking for. This is On Call. You can also send me an email. Let's kick this segment off and go with Jason. Hi, Jason. Welcome to the show, my friend. How can I help?
How are you? First, I wanted to give some feedback on your book. It was the best book I ever read.
Thank you.
About everything.
Thank you, man. That means a lot.
You need to write a second
hey, listen, I am writing the second one right now. It's going to be released toward the end of next year. Yep, on its way.
Great. All right, my question for you is, we've been, my wife and I, pretty healthy. We both take the multivitamin and the cod liver oil. We were looking at some of your health food store and you had a T-Balance 3 and a Diang Zinc. We were wondering, can we take that with the multivitamins we're taking, or is that going to harm us in any way?
Okay, this is for what you're saying.
We don't get a flu shot or anything like that. So we didn't know if we should take Diang Zinc during the flu season. Would that help us at all, or?
Okay, so you're wanting to know what's good for your immune system, right? Is that the question?
Right, and if the T3 balance, is that something we should take too?
Now, does she have a thyroid? Do either one of you have a thyroid condition?
No.
Okay.
No.
Now that's the T3 balance is for thyroid conditions. So let me lay this out for you. 4 things you should always take. The 4 things you should always take are they're called the foundational 4, and that's a good whole food multivitamin to give you a little bit of everything that you need as far as vitamins and minerals. Then also you want to do probiotics. Probiotics put the good bacteria back in your digestive tract because we just don't get it from our foods, and we've been taking antibiotics for so long. So about 2 to 4 in the morning on an empty stomach, 2 to 4 in the evening on an empty stomach, that will build up your good bacteria. Then also you want to do enzymes, digestive enzymes, because we don't have a lot of enzymes in our food anymore. And regardless of how organic they are, we just don't have a lot. So you want to do digestive enzymes to break down your food. The average person digests about 15 to 20% of the food that they eat, and that's all that you have, all the raw materials you have to make good, new, healthy cells, and that's not a lot. You want to be digesting about 80 or 90%. That's what digestive enzymes do. They help you break the food down. And then cod liver oil. A tablespoon per day is one of the best things you can take because it has plenty of omega-3 fatty acids, vitamin A, and vitamin D. It's one of the best natural sources of omega-3 fats that we have. So that's kind of the basic regimen that you're going to want to do. You want to do that forever because those are the 4 things we don't get in food. Now, let's go on to the immune system. It sounds like that's what you're looking for. You really don't want to get into iron and thyroid supplements and all this other thing unless you've had some blood work done, because you don't want to throw off your current state of health. Meaning if your thyroid's fine and you start taking thyroid supplements, you could throw your thyroid into going too fast. And that's something you don't want to do. So, I mean, supplements can be great for the body, but they can also act like drugs, and they can actually, hurt you as well. So you have to be very careful. It's very wise to go with a physician or a group of physicians that do blood work based on your nutritional deficiencies, as well as looking for disease process, because supplementation needs to be done in a very effective manner, not just because a health food store person said, hey, this is good for you. Now, there's certain things like probiotics and cod liver oil, that's no big deal. When we start getting into iron and some other things that can actually hurt you, that's something you want to be cautious of. So here's a great regimen for your immune system. And really during the summer months, as long as you're getting out in the sun, you don't really have to take this regimen as much. It's the winter months. Or if you live in the northern states, then, of course, that would make a big difference too. But from about October to March, here's a good regimen. Now, I do recommend doing a blood test for vitamin D, so you're just not winging it, because if you take too much, that can not be a good thing. But if you take too little, it's not going to do anything either. So if you're taking 5,000 units a day, that might not be enough for you, but it might be enough for me. So everybody's different in that. So you want to do a blood test with vitamin D. I would do it every 3 months during the winter months. It's a simple test, very easy to do. And you want to keep your vitamin D levels between 70 and 90 on the blood test. That's a good number. It keeps your immune system strong. Ionic silver is very good too. Don't take colloidal. You want to do ionic. Very different. And the ionic silver, you can do about 20 drops a day. Great for improving immune function, warding off bacteria and viruses. And then also you want to do vitamin C. Keep that up about 3,000 milligrams per day. And then you can look into astragalus. Astragalus is very good for our immune systems. It's been used for, hundreds of years, and it's just incredible herbal formula that's great for your immune system. So that's a little protocol. If you want just a good regimen that's daily, that's just kind of an overall health regimen, that's good. That's going to give you a little bit of all the things that you need and also boost your immune system, which is something that we all need right now, especially with the flu and swine flu and everything else going around. So when it hits you, it will hit you hard if your immune system is not ready for it. All right. Thanks for the call, my friend, and thanks for the kudos on the book. The next one will be on the way. Tell everybody you know about that. It will encourage them and empower them. It's a great guide to take you from point A to point Z in your health. On call, 888-283-7272. Hey, be someone's health advocate tonight. Be their cheerleader. If you don't have a health issue going on, but you know someone that does, call in. Let's talk about it. Get the information to them so you can empower them with their health and their life. You can also go to sign up for our weekly email newsletter. Plenty of great health information for you. It's absolutely free. Let's kick this segment off and go with Gladys. Hi, Gladys. Welcome to the show, darling. How can I help?
I'm having just belching with everything that I eat, and also if I belch, it hurts across the stomach, and if I take a deep breath, there is tightness up there across the bus line. I've never had anything like this before, and I don't know how to deal with it. I don't know where that it's because of some other problems I'm having now, like, maybe is it related to maybe other infections I might have? Like often I have a urine infection, and I've been having pain down the side of my neck on the left side, and on the right side I've had an earache and some cough.
Okay.
So I don't know if that's related to that or not, but I don't know how to deal with it.
Well, they're separate issues, but they are one and the same as well. Okay, so let's talk about that for just a moment. The pain that you're getting, the reflux type pain, is that only when you eat, or is it other times as well?
Well, I'm having the belching, often like all day long, but it's pretty bad when I eat.
Okay,
and,
so it does increase when you eat.
Yes, it does.
Have you had any accidents or trauma at all, car accidents or anything like that?
No.
Recently? Okay. Let me kind of unpack this for you for just a little bit. There's several symptoms going on, but I'm going to tell you the direction to go. You want to go see either an osteopathic physician, which is a DO, or a chiropractic physician, which is a DC, because you've got a little bit of structural involvement, meaning some of the spinal vertebra could be out of line, causing an issue with the nerve. That's where some of the pain is going into your neck and also into your mid-back, which can also refer pain around to your sternum or your chest bone. Okay, so they will be able to look at that and know exactly how to correct it. I do recommend that. You'll get some quick relief, and it's very inexpensive. The other, from the eating and the belching, is you don't have enough hydrochloric acid in your small intestine. So you're not breaking down your food very well. You're not breaking down your proteins. And so food is putrefying in your digestive tract. That's not a good thing. You want to be able to digest your food very well. So the two things you'll want to take to help that would be hydrochloric acid. You can actually take that. You can get it at a health food store, or you can use a couple of tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. And then you'll want to increase your organic phosphorus. Phosphorus is obviously a mineral that you want to take, and it will stop the belching almost immediately. You can do about 10 drops twice a day with water, and that will help tremendously with what you're struggling with. The HCl and the phosphorus, that'll knock out the belching. But the other issues that you're having, I do think, are structural. Remember, in natural medicine, we talk about the three sides of the health triangle. It's the mental side, which is your brain chemistry, your neurotransmitters, your subconscious mind. You've got the chemical side, which is your body's physiology. And that's why we do blood work to figure out what's going on with that. But that's what's going on inside your body from a physiological perspective. It's a lack of hydrochloric acid. Then you've got the structural side, bones, muscles, nerves. And that's what's going on in your sternum or your chest bone all the way around from your backside. So go see those physicians. Let me know how things go. Get started with the hydrochloric acid. You can pick that up at your health food store along with the apple cider vinegar and the organic phosphorus, and you'll be like a brand new woman. Great to talk with you, darling. Questions about your health, 888-283-7272. Whether you're absolutely thriving or challenged in a hospital bed, there's always hope to get your health back. This is On Call.
Are you ready to chow? It's time for Keto Chow. When it comes to eating healthy, the keto diet has become one of the nutrition leaders in optimizing health, losing unwanted weight, and reaching your health and wellness goals. No extravagant cooking, no long kitchen cleanup, and most importantly, especially for me, it's convenient. Just put quality Keto Chow powder in a bottle, add some heavy whipping cream or your favorite fat, a little water, and boom, shake it up and you're ready to chow. Keto Chow tastes amazing. So make Keto Chow easy for you and your family today with Keto Chow. Let's go chow. Visit Keto Chow online at ketochow.xyz. That's ketochow.xyz.
Connect with On Call Radio and watch On Call TV at InShapeNetwork.com.
Lines are open this hour to talk about your life and talk about your health. 888-283-7272. That's 888-283-7272. I'm health and lifestyle coach. You're listening On Call, the show that's diagnosing hope one caller at a time. I also want to remind you, you can always send us tweets. Go to twitter.com, bring your tweets on the show, make them a part of the show. You want to do it in that manner, go to me an email. I'll make that a part of the show. Or I'll answer it in private, of course, if that's what you'd like. Either way is great. If you need help with any additional nutritional advice, you can always go during the day. We have health coaches available that are there to serve you and help you with any of your health needs. You can call the same number, 888-283-7272. A great way to get some good information for your health and your life. Let's go to Jackie. Hi, Jackie. What's going on, darling? How can I help?
How you doing? I'm 57 years young.
There you go. I love it.
All my life, I've, every now and then when I would go to the doctor, they would check my heart. Sometimes they didn't hear nothing, but every now and then they said, well, you got a heart murmur, like it was no big deal. And it's possible that I may have been born with it. And you know how it was back in them days, if you came out kicking and screaming, you was healthy, So,
yes.
So recently I went, got a regular physical. Of course, the doctor heard my heart murmur. So she ordered an electrocardiogram, which I haven't got the results back yet. But I said, well, what's the worst case scenario? And this and that. She said, well, that's a leaky valve. We'll have to, we would have to take an artery out or something from your leg and put, and I said in my mind, is she talking about open heart surgery or what, And I said, that is not going to happen, And so I went to, the internet, to Dr. Google, and, they say it's not even a diagnosis or it was like it wasn't no big deal, but maybe eventually, I guess with heart disease being the number one, thing in this country anyway, it may aggravate it or, whatever. So I'm just, would like to get your take on, is there something, if it's a defect, maybe a way it can be repaired or not, I'm not sure. But I'd like to know what, your take is on this. Is it any remedy or help, that you can suggest?
There's several things you can do, yes, for a heart murmur. And one of the biggest things is to increase your B vitamins. And I say this many times, that the B vitamins, which you can get that in doing fruits and vegetables, green vegetables especially have plenty of the B vitamins in it. But I'm a big fan of doing liquid B complex vitamins, especially when someone has an issue with the heart, and also about 100 milligrams per day of CoQ10. But with heart murmurs, and yes, it is true, the heart murmurs can actually heal by using B vitamins. It's very, very possible for that to happen. It all depends on, the level, of course, of what's going on. But is it something to be overly concerned about? Usually not. It just depends, again, on the person and the level and where your heart is as far as the health of it. So that's the first thing I would do. I would begin doing that, and also increasing cod liver oil, which is your omega-3 fatty acids. Both of those are going to be important nutritional things that you can do, and then keep an eye on it. And I would also stay on top of your thyroid blood panels. I would make sure you do those about every 6 months now. Usually, I would say, just pretty much every 6 months, I would do that, because the heart is regulated. The heart rate and rhythm is regulated by the thyroid gland. So it's important to make sure that everything's on point with the thyroid, because if it's working right, a lot of times the heart is going to continue to work well, and the rate and rhythm of the heart will work well. So that's what I would get started with and stay on point with. It's a real challenge when you're looking at heart murmurs, that can sound scary, especially when they start dropping words like valves. And there is some truth to that. That is what's going on within the heart. However, of course, it's all depending on the heart itself, but it sounds like you're pretty much in a good range based on what your physicians have told you and what you're telling me. But I would stay on top of your EKGs and stay on top of your testing procedures, all the things. I would do that at least once a year, of course, but I would stay really on top of that blood work. Blood work is very important, and to make sure you don't have any additional nutritional deficiencies that could be affecting any areas of the heart. Make sure to stay on top of 2 markers. One is C-reactive protein, and the other one is homocysteine. Both of those are very important for the health of your heart. So get started with that. Let me know how things go. And, of course, you'll know just by staying on top of the test. But you can always email me, shoot me an email here on the show. Speaking of emails, let's go to one right now. This is Carol from Monroe, Louisiana, says, I have a family history of diabetes. What can I do to prevent myself from getting it? Well, basically, Carl, the big thing is going to be what you put inside your body. So the foods you eat are going to determine how well your pancreas work. So you want to make sure that you're eating the right kinds of foods, equal amounts of lean protein sources like chicken, fish, beef, eggs, low glycemic carbohydrates in the form of fruits and vegetables, and then the good healthy fats. The proteins and the fats together will help regulate your blood sugar, and then you want to use these supplements. These are minerals. You want to use ionic minerals, chromium, vanadium, manganese, and also alpha lipoic acid, which is an antioxidant. All 4 of those are very good to use. They've been shown study after study to help get the pancreas working well again and to slow down any issues with beta cell activity if there's any autoimmune for people that are type 1. It won't eliminate it, but it can slow it down. And then also use cinnamon, herb cinnamon, or the spice cinnamon rather, on all of your foods. Incredible studies on how well that regulates blood sugar. This is On Call, the show that's diagnosing hope, one caller at a time. Puts another hour in the charts. I'd like to thank our producers in the booth. I'm health and lifestyle coach. You're listening On Call, whether you're absolutely thriving or challenged in a hospital bed. Remember, forget about the past. It's gone. Focus on today. That's your gift, and realize your best days are still ahead. We are diagnosing hope, one caller at a time.
AsaRx audio experience on Spotify and Pandora. For all the ways to watch and listen, check out our show page at asarx.com/experience.
Hi, it's Asa. I'm giving you a copy of my best-selling book for free to help you in your health journey today. I'll pay for the book. All you do is just cover the small shipping and handling costs. Go to asarx.com and get your free book today.
This episode is over, but check episode notes for links to products and services you've heard about on this episode. Thanks for listening and subscribing. Please share the AsaRx audio experience with others and stay in touch by giving us your comment or review.